Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Betty Mora, and today I would like us to discuss 3 things to know or to do before quitting your job so that you can start a business. I would like to say that I quit my job from the corporate world. If you've been following this channel, you know that I've shared my story before. I actually don't regret that decision to quit my job. However, there are things I wish I did better. There are things I wish I knew better than, how I did them when I quit my job. So I wouldn't want any of you to suffer the same fate, and that's why I'm sharing this information. So the harsh reality of business hits you when you're already out of the workplace. So you've left, you've handed over your resignation letter, and this is how I see people quitting, because they come and tell me, Coach, I've thought about this business. I have a lot of passion for it. I've been in this industry for 20 years, 17 years. So I will always ask them, so what's your plan? And they will tell me, I have looked at the industry and people are making a lot of money. And so my next question always is, what's your plan? What are you doing from here? And what's your 1 year later? How will it look like? And they will always tell me stories like, I've done my maths. I will need this amount of money to survive, and I'll need to do this and this and this. And when we sit down and evaluate that decision and those thoughts, I will always see that we leave out a lot of information. Someone will tell me, it will cost me $1 million bob to do this and this. Then when we go to the ground, I will always ask them, have you paid attention to this kind of fee? Have you paid attention to the economy fluctuating? Have you paid attention to, you could have very good talent leaving you? And when we go down to business, you will realize that people are not really ready to quit, but they've already quit. And so that is why we have statistics showing that 87% of all startups will fail in the first 3 years. So to avoid failing in business, and this I'm speaking to the people who are already employed, you're in a job that pays you, you're in a job that takes care of your bills. I am not discouraging anybody from starting a business. I just want you to be ready. So let's get to the point. So point number 1, you need to realize that your business will rely entirely on you as a person in the startup phase. So you are going to be the father and the mother of your business. You are going to be everything in that business. So that business will be relying on you. So from my end, I would say what you really, really need is mental toughness. You really need mental toughness. You need a mindset shift. When you're employed, and I've been employed, I know things they might be hard, but they're not too hard. Somebody is taking care of your bills. Someone is taking care of whatever probably you're going to be drinking in the office. Someone is taking care of where you'll sit. Someone is taking care of the rent. Someone is taking care of all these things. You've come out here, you need to take care of a pen and everything else that comes, with doing business. So that business depends on you entirely. So that means you have to prepare yourself. That vessel that you are needs to be prepared. You have to toughen up. You have to know the information. You have to know how the industry is performing. You have to know what will happen next year in the industry you are getting into. You have to know the ins and outs of every day of your business. You've got to be tough. And so I say, you've got to develop what we call self-confidence. Self-confidence in that I can do this. I'll do it today and I'll do it tomorrow. Despite the problems that will come, I will manage, and you toughen up. You also need self-awareness. Who are you? What is your limit? Up to what point can you take disappointments? Because those are too many in business. Up to what point can you take letdowns? From people who promise to give you business, or from the customers, or from anybody else. Up to what level can you take letdowns? Self-awareness that this is my level of tolerance. You need to know that so that you can prepare. Because I always say business is very good, but it's very tough. You know, entrepreneurship is one journey that's kind of very lonely, you know, because not everybody understands where you are and where you are going. And you cannot keep explaining every day that this is what I'm going through and this is what I'm, you know. So it's quite a lonely journey. So you need to toughen up. You need to be self-aware. And number 3, you need self-regulation. There are many people who quit employment so that they can sleep a little longer in the morning. There are many people who quit employment so that they can, have freedom. There are many people who quit employment so that they can do what they want at whatever time they want. Breaking news. That's not going to happen. Unless you want to build a kiosk. But if you want to build a business that exists and, lives beyond your life, you cannot, joke with self-regulation. You need to be able to know that I need to build a business that lives beyond me. So that means you can regulate yourself, you can regulate your time, you can regulate your life. You can regulate your reading time and decide this is my reading time and read. You can regulate watching TV and stop it because I told you are the mother, the father, and the everything of your business. So you need to toughen and you need those 3. Self-confidence, self-awareness, self-regulation. Because if you don't have that clearly, then you're going to let your business down. So that means you need to develop yourself. Get a mentor, get a coach, get someone who can keep you accountable. Because if you don't do that, left to your own devices, you probably are going to fail. Now, as you start business, I know people are always looking for cheap information, cheap help, cheap this and that. Cheap, my friend, at the end of the day, is expensive. I would rather you invest in yourself first, you become resilient, you become tough, then all these other things are going to work. You can have all the capital you want to have. You can have all the support you want to have. But if you as a person are not prepared for success, there is no amount of help that will, take you to the next level. So that's it. So invest in yourself, invest in coaching, and all that will work well. So, and then the other point is you only need to quit to do something that you're passionate about and something that you have expertise in. I have seen people quit to do something that the brother or the sister is doing and they think it's doing well. I have seen people quit to do something that, people are, rumor has it that this one is making a lot of money. I want to warn you, you will only enjoy that business for the first 3 to 4 months. If you have no passion for it, absolutely don't get into it. Because business, there are a lot of unseen things. There are a lot of unsaid things. By the time you do it 1 year, if you don't have passion for it, you will drop it. You will only continue to do it because it's something you're passionate about. And so for you, it's life. So you can overcome the obstacles. But if it's something that you have no passion about, you're going to quit halfway. So only quit your job to do something that you're really passionate about and you have expertise in it. And then finally, I've got news for you. For those of you leaving employment to go and start a business, you've already done your calculations and in week 2, I see people sharing and say, we make this amount of money weekly. Breaking news. Business is not going to pay you at the beginning. You're not going to be paid the first year or the second or even the third. Business, you have to grow it. And that I'm talking to the people who want to grow a good business. Not if you just want to grow something, that you can go to in the morning and go home in the evening. No, I'm talking to people who are serious about growing an empire. It will not pay you at the beginning. So don't quit thinking, I have money to survive 1 month. My business will pay me next month. You will suffer. Only quit, only realize that business will pay you when you've developed systems, processes, you've overcome all the starting obstacles, and now it probably can start paying you the 4th, the 5th, or the 6th year. And that works really, really well. So, and if it doesn't work the first year or the second year, don't give up. Keep pushing the envelope, keep going. It shall pay you finally. So those are the points I want to share for today. I'll see you in the next video.